episode 56.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Hard Truth Diamond Podcast, episode 56.
Is that my age yet? Are we there?
Another decade
I
to
think
go.
no, it's not, and don't you lie. How could you say that? Anyway, because you're mean is why you say it.
I mean this time of the month, yes.
Okay, we're not going there on the podcast, okay?
Well, we've already
You and
gone
your
there,
cycle.
so.
I mean your cycle. Okay? Like, we're not going there. And by the way, your foot's touching me.
Your leg is actually
our
touching my
relationship
foot.
is not there.
Your leg is touching
I
my
know
foot.
you're feeling very comfortable with me today. Okay? And around. So I have a big date today.
You do.
I'm not much of a dater.
We all know that.
Right?
Yeah.
And so,
But
like,
we're
I
trying
do date, but
I don't know
anyway,
if we
we're
should go there.
we're not going
Take
down
your
this
hand
road.
off of there.
Okay.
What did I tell you? I
Okay.
reminded you.
My arm's off. My arm's off.
Okay.
Thank you for not hitting me. Okay?
It's taken a lot.
I have like abused spouse syndrome. Thank you for not hitting me this
Use
time.
PTSD.
I promise you I'll learn. Anyway, so welcome back to podcast number 56, where we're going to be talking about something you're a little bit of an expert on. And it happens to be the biggest building in the world.
Which for 80 years was the Penta-GONE, and that's no more.
And it's hard to believe this is a diamond-related story.
Yeah.
And it's also hard to believe today it's a diamond-related story related to the incredible growth of not just the mine. Well, the mine industry is not growing, as we know anymore, but is the incredible growth of the lab-created diamond industry. Mm-hmm. It's kind of shocking, really.
It is really shocking.
The biggest building in the world. Do you have some statistics for us?
I do. This largest building is now sitting in Surat City. I hope I said that right, and I don't get haters coming at me. I had someone comment on a TikTok and said, "Learn how to pronounce Surat." I was like, "Oh my God, sorry."
And you used to correct me so much about how I would pronounce it.
And now I'm getting corrected. That's
right?
awkward.
Yeah, that is
Anyways,
awkward.
which is located in Gujarat, India.
Does that mean I was right again on the Surat thing?
Probably.
Surat.
Surat.
Yeah.
So,
I'm right.
yeah. So this massive tower sits on 7.1 million square footage of land, and it holds 40.
Do we know how many acres that is?
I did last week.
It's on your podcast.
It's on my. Go watch my podcast.
No, this is your
TikTok.
podcast. Your TikTok. Your Instagram.
Yeah. So it's 15 stories
Don't you think
high.
you should have had that
There's
ready
9
for
towers.
Okay.
It's 15 stories high. There are 9 towers connected by a central spine. And this office can hold up to 67,000 employees and spread across 4,500 diamond offices, ranging from cutters to polishers to traders. This place is massive.
And I understand you can get anywhere in it. It's laid out in a way that you can get anywhere in 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy, eh?
They have 131 elevators, so from any entry point, you can make it to your office in 7 minutes.
I mean, I think of being in the Bourse in Belgium and, having to pack a lunch to go to another office in the same building. I can't even imagine how they have this laid out so that it's so convenient.
They call it, the architect described the layout of this office as democratic, right? Because anyone can access it.
From anywhere
from any
and
entry
get to
point
where you need to go.
within 7 minutes.
It's equal. It's
equal.
Democratization of office space. Right?
So
Which is an
interesting.
it's an interesting thing to think that in the year 2023, with the challenges the mine diamond, and I think there's a clue in this, the mine diamond industry is going through. I was reading again articles this morning about how the numbers are falling dramatically. Prices aren't yet, because remember, the mine industry has been artificially buoyed by the industry. So even if there's not the demand, the industry makes them hold the prices up. And now because of lab created, you talk about cracks in the armor, there's some very serious cracks in the armor, unavoidable. I mean, De Beers just had their site again, and the numbers are down, the sales are down. It's interesting because a lot of the industry rag trades who are influenced and controlled and really get fed by De Beers only call them diamonds going down. They don't even refer to the mined or the lab created diamonds as diamonds in the article. So you think it's all, and it's not. It's a very traditional industry, and it's in trouble. The mined diamond industry is in trouble. And what the studies are showing now is that a young woman, if she was getting an engagement ring, or even had a chance to.
We're working on it still.
You did go on a date, though.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a trainer out of it or something?
I was telling Colin I need to utilize my pretty privilege because for 25 years I didn't, and now I realize I need to.
Well, you only have it for a few more years, so you may as well get it.
Thanks.
Isn't that awful that I talk like that? Right? Pretty privilege. What about my pretty privilege?
Huh?
Yeah, okay, whatever. But so where was I again? I was going on. Oh, yeah. So what's compelling about the whole story for me of this biggest building in the world, and after 80 years, it's not the Penta-GONE, and after the first lady receiving her 7.5 carat
green diamond,
and by green we're talking about environmentally friendly, that was made by the wind and the solar energy. That the India, who's just changed laws to facilitate the lab-grown industry, is so on sides with it. And do you think with all their billions of dollars to do this sort of thing, they know something we don't? They sure as heck do know something that we don't know. And this is what we're seeing now. It's a whole new world in the diamond industry. And, we're kind of, I feel like we're kind of caught in the middle here. We have clients who want mined diamonds.
Okay, not that close.
Mined diamonds, and clients who want diamonds out of laboratories for completely different reasons. Although it gets harder every day to understand the mined diamond reasons. Yeah. Not that I'm anti. I mean, I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of mined diamonds over my lifetime, and again, had it ever come to the point where we'd be even talking about the fact that there would be competition between the two, really, maybe I was in denial about it up until a couple of years ago. I'm not in denial about it anymore. Everybody, and we're very pro-choice, so if you want a diamond out of a lab or out of a mine, we're here to help either way. But what's happening in the industry, and the very deep changes, are the deepest changes that have ever taken place in the diamond industry, without question. And this is a century and a half old industry, way back to 1867, when it really got its you're looking at our toll-free number.
We have writing all over the walls.
That's my
windows.
My thought process.
Yeah, this is a huge milestone for the diamond industry. I mean, Surat City, India, cuts 9 out of 10 diamonds these days.
I would say it's more than that. And then we're also dealing with right now in the mine industry is there were sanctions recently against the head of the Alrosa, the Russian mining company, by the U.S. And so, things are not looking great on the mine side of the business side. And it's a fascinating thing. I mean, women are preferring, and ultimately they call the shots in engagement and love and marriage. Like the last two guys we've made rings for, one of them is here in Canada, one of them is in the south of the United States, which is a former military guy, and both of them have the same issue. At the end of the day, they get to buy the ring, but they don't make the decision. And in these cases, both have chose to go with lab created, which is interesting, because at the end of the day, the guy pays for it, but the girl gets what she wants. And I'll tell you what every girl wants, and at the risk of being repetitious, she wants beauty. And now you can get big beauty, right? And and they're diamonds. This is the other thing, the paradigm of owning. Not just the paradigm of buying it, but owning it forever. No one comes up to you when you have a mine or a lab-grown diamond and says, did that come out of a mine or out of a lab? That's not the conversation. The conversation is the same one it's always been. How big is that? Right? Size counts in the diamond business. That's for darn sure. I don't think the industry ever anticipated how much it counts. I mean, it's shocking. I mean, there's all these new rules coming up, like 200 or no. And that can go to different sizes, 300 or no. But this is what's going on in the diamond industry today. And it's a big deal, and I feel like we talk about it every week, and every week I think we've got to find other things to talk about, and we do, but it's all related to the same thing. I mean, the biggest building in the world is here in the diamond industry, really, because of what's happening with lab-created diamonds. And, there used to be this point where they were two totally different things. I mean, De Beers was making them in the 50s for GE because they conduct electricity so well. People don't, or they're such a great insulator as well. But it's interesting now that their gem qualities are identical to those of a mine diamond, and really top experts can't tell the difference. There's still not a piece of technology, given technology and the advances in 2023, that can absolutely tell you whether your diamond came out of a mine or out of a lab. And I know this because jewelers, I sometimes speak about jewelers with disdain, and because they're a major source of misinformation. And I love it when they come on our social media and try to tell me what the facts are. We have scientists that we work with very closely in the industry, gemological scientists who know the answers, and we have the answers. And it's one of the great things, as the global diamond broker, we pride ourselves in, is the fact that we know. I don't come into any of these meetings, by the way. I know I sound knowledgeable, and I am, but I don't prepare for any of these meetings. We
literally choose the topic right before we go and film.
Yeah, but that's about to change.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be, as we move towards rare rock, because we're of the belief that the only return for a woman is beauty, and if you can get the most beautiful, talk about democratization. We're going to be democratizing to a large degree the diamond jewelry industry with a luxury brand that is, intellectual luxury is what I refer to it as. And it's funny because the ultimate return on luxury in the diamond industry, when the industry started, was beauty, was having the prettiest diamond in the room. And you can always know if yours is or not. Just compare. We always encourage our clients to compare their diamond. If it's not the most beautiful, give it back to us. Okay, we don't want you to have it if it's not the prettiest diamond in the room.
We wouldn't sell it, though, if it weren't the most beautiful.
And so this is Rare Rock, who Rare Rock is now. And we're moving this forward with great expediency because of the opportunity it is, not just for our clients. And we tell our clients it's Rare Rock, but for people globally, for guys, for girls, to resolve the issue of, I want the most beautiful, and for the guy to make sure that he gets the value, that he's not overpaying. And I look at these traditional industries, and these retail jewelers with their amazing markups, their amazing overheads, charging 3, 5, 7 times the value of something, and then ending up with a diamond that's not beautiful. And yes, I'm talking to Tiffany. Am I allowed to say that? Should we beat that out? But I'm talking to Tiffany. It's true. They're not beautiful diamonds. They don't have a luxury product. And yet people trust the brand when the brand is lying to you. And, that's one of the things that we're going to be looking at in a lot more depth. We are going to be upgrading the stories on the podcast. We are going to hopefully get off of every single day soon talking about mine versus lab and the effect of lab created diamonds, like building the biggest building in the world.
Yeah.
It's a big business, and it's important that people know what's going on in the business, whether you're an investor. And there's still companies out there trying to raise money for stocks in the mine business, and some of them are good, most of them aren't. There's still people out there saying that white diamonds are a financial investment. Well, maybe if they're 20 carats and flawless and have
certain categories,
right, like
sure.
very nothing that goes into an engagement ring is, though. They're not a financial investment, and yet the industry keeps trying to perpetuate this myth. We're going to go straight at it. We're going to provide the facts like we do with beauty, like we do with our diamonds, and we've got to learn to romance the stone more. And so that's rare rock. Rare rock is simply the most beautiful diamonds on earth, period. It's the only, when the industry started, beauty was the only luxury. Harry Winston became the greatest jeweler in the world because, as Harry said, they were the world's most beautiful diamonds. They don't say that anymore, but we do.
But we will.
We will. We're just going to say it flat out. These will be visually and technically the world's most beautiful diamonds, and it's a new luxury. We're not selling to people my age. We're selling to people your age, and we're brokers. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. It's an exciting time for us. And of course, we need to revise the podcast a little bit. And we're going to be talking about things. We're doing a series on cursed diamonds. And when I think of cursed diamonds, isn't every diamond where they get engaged, which the numbers are very high, by the way, and they split up, is that diamond cursed? Right? We say to our clients, don't get a remake of an old diamond. Right? It could be...
Don't get bruised.
Yeah, don't get a bruised diamond. Good for you. Look at you. You've been on a bit of a roll lately, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
Stop.
Pretty privilege notwithstanding. And yet every time I look at the podcast, I think I'm the better looking one.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Super handsome.
Really?
Super handsome. And how at my age am I still a stud?
Because you work out
The
lots.
diamond stud.
Yeah.
Right? What was my other, because I'm kind of big, is...
Rare rock?
Yeah. There's the rock, and then there's the rare rock. Anyway, just kidding. It is cringe. But yeah, so there we go. I mean, how many minutes have we been on here now?
20?
20 minutes? I think that's enough for anybody. But now you're up to date. Now you know what's going on. Now you know what to expect. Now you have more information. If you want more information, and we get a lot of people who approach us looking for it, it's our area of expertise. All right? If we don't have the answer, we will get you the answer.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You can count on the answer being the right answer. If your diamond's not transparent, it has no hope of ever being the most beautiful diamond. Right? And the 4 C's,
Do not get it done.
fuck the 4 C's.
Whoa.
Right?
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I know, it's just popped. You know how things pop in my head.
Yeah.
Like my Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to go there.
We're not going there today.
Okay. But yeah. Love Kim Kardashian, by the way. Yeah, fuck the 4 C's. You think they'll take that one down on TikTok?
The GIA might come after you, but
Hey? Like, fuck the 4 C's. They're for the industry. They are not for you. Let's see if TikTok takes
Tell
that
him,
one down.
Colin.
But it's true.
You tell
And the
him.
fact that people believe these brands, and, it's like Tiffany has been able to convince people that a green box is blue. And I've always found this to be, that's the power of branding.
Yeah.
The box is green, and yet everybody wants a Tiffany blue box, right? Like, we got to do something like that for Rare Rock.
Okay, let's brainstorm.
We'll have a white box and we'll call it white, right? Transparent.
Perfect.
Anyway, I like that. Fuck the 4 C's, right? Sorry for swearing, by the way, but it's enough. It's gotten to be enough. Like let's get real about what's really going on. It's 2023. Technology is available. Mm-hmm. There used to be no tech. Now there's new tech. Now there's tech for your diamonds. And the fact the industry, with all its wealth, wants to keep it shrouded in this veil of secrecy a little bit boggles my mind. Mm-hmm. This is one of those cuts that could just become a...
Yeah.
Right?
Like a little short?
Yeah, like a little short.
Yeah.
You don't mind if we work while we're talking, do you? Anyway, listen, everybody, it's great to be here. It's great to have episode 56. We've hired a new social media person where we're going to be really elevating our game here and on our social media generally. So we'll have fun with that. I don't know how she's going to feel about fuck the 4 C's. But I love it. Anyway, God bless. We'll see you again. Got questions? We got answers.
See you next week.